Laban Pai means elegantly flourishing spirals. Now, what Laban Pai does is calm the system down, brings intuitive awareness to the surface. It makes your body hard like rock, and makes it flexible and soft like a pussycat, so you can have one or the other. It generates a feeling of attention that evolves itself through communal means or communication between other human beings, so that we can evolve. It absolutely, from the perspective of Laban Pai, it opens up the heart chakra very immediately. Opens up the third eye process. You become aware of what is intrinsically between another human being and yourself, so that you can examine those frequencies, the frequencies of communication, so that you can, so that the person can establish a truthful line of perception, so that we can grow from that truthful perception. It's very poetic. The movements are very subtle, very beautiful. And when you get into the subtleties and you find usually what I do with my students is I give them the framework. And as we work through the framework, then I evolve them into the framework, graduate them into higher levels of perception in terms of what these lines are inside of the body, so that you can sink into your body, realize what sinking is, realize the earth process, become connected to your framework in terms of feng sung, or the energetic process of relaxation, so that this sinking process will give you the representation of particular lines through the fascial net, and from the fascial net you'll find stowaways, which hidden principles hidden inside the body that have a frequency that don't really correspond with the thinking mind, but correspond with the listening capacity, or the Tingjing, which is your listening power, which means that you devote all your efforts internally. Now that means your ears go into your body, your eyes go into your body, your feeling sense goes into your body. So this is the first stage. So now I'm going to complete this because I mentioned this once before in another video. Now, everybody have seen the representation of a 5-fingered dragon flying through the universe and having a ball inside of the mouth. So the ball inside of the mouth represents the first level of perception in terms of examining the internal stratosphere of your total being. So this is to examine everything that you need to let go of, everything that you need to progress towards. So that letting go of all the social mechanisms in terms of the emotional ebbs and flows which are caught inside of the body, which cause a location of capturing of attention inside the physical framework. And as you discover these lines, or these particular areas of captured consciousness, you dissolve those by relaxing through them, and this relaxation cause is first, the functioning of the relaxation has to do with the fascial bows being stretched, and released, and go into a ground force or a heavenly force, which is electrical magnetic principle. Now, when this occurs, you first look at the fascial line, and as you look at the fascial line dropping within the bow of the body, the ball that's inside the dragon's mouth represents this. You're looking at your own internal process in terms of releasing yourself from where you're captured. In terms of first is that when you find the fascial lines, you'll notice that your internal dialogue switches off, because you drop into those fascial lines. And once the internal dialogue drops off, then the neurotransmitter connection, or the entanglement between the mind and the body, is released, and then the mind can be free to become other than what it really is, and to find the higher frequencies in this particular principle. And then when this occurs, then you'll see that there's another representation of a dragon that follows an electrical ball through the air. So it's chasing the ball through the air, and as it chases this ball, this represents the capacity of the focus of the individual to be triangulated and chase the perspective of this particular element outside of themselves. So the first stage is to look very deeply within, and then to build the principles of this inward journey as an integral process. And Lo Ban Pai, I believe, is a very, very strongly integral process, because you're destroying all of the emotions which destroy you. So this is a very, very positive process of destruction. So then when you're free, then you can begin to project on a distant point, and this distant point will then allow you to understand the kinetic lines that are in the photonic process of gathering those particular lines in the distant. So this is a Shen process. So it's so you can actually progressively go on to an evolutionary process which heightens your capacity to realize that your energy can expand beyond the framework of the body.